Okay, you're at the last step. The last step is to figure out what is the major theme in the text. And I made this assignment kind of easy on purpose, hopefully that you could just get through with it and get it done. So to meet standard on this, the summary you need to write needs to be clear to me because I haven't read your story. So you got to write a summary right here of the last part of the book that you've read. Next, you need to identify a topic word that is the best choice to relate to the main idea of the story that you read. So you got to think about the whole book, the book as a whole. And you got to boil it down to one word that you think that story is really about. If you think about everything that happened in the text, what one word is that story really about? And it needs to be in the form of an abstract noun. An abstract noun is an idea. And so for a list of abstract nouns, you can click this link right here, and it takes you to this huge list. Like, was your story ultimately, in the end, was it about bravery? Or overall, was your story in the end about hatred? Or overall, in the end, was your story about perseverance? You have a humongous list of words. Take your time. Make sure you pick the right word. You want to pick the word that not just relates to one little part of the story or a couple part of the story, but if you think about the story, the main plot, the main events, and the climax, the tipping point in the story, where we figured out if there'd be a happy ending or a sad ending, what is this story really about? And once you've got that word picked out, write it down right there. Now the next part is to figure out the theme. So you're going to think about that word, and then you're going to think about what was the story's message about that word. And usually the story doesn't say it directly. You have to make an inference. What is the story trying to teach us as readers about that word? Or what could we as readers learn about that word based on the things that happen in the story? And so, based on what happened in the text, what was the story's message about that topic word? That message is what we call the theme. You've all done this. You did theme in, it was a short story I read a long time ago. Fear, I think. That was the one you theme in a long time ago. For a review of what a theme is, you can click this link. And this is a review of a Powtoon that I made that's how to figure out a story's theme. So when you figure out that theme, you're going to write that right there. And then you're going to write just 3 brief reasons. Why? Why was that the main message of the story? And I'll be real honest, that theme that you write out, assuming that you do it correctly, that's going to be the thesis statement for an essay you're going to write about this book. But what I've tried to do through all these steps you've done in this path is help you gather all your text evidence and make it really easy to write that essay. So all you're going to hopefully do in the next step and the next path is just write that essay. But what that relates to right now is make sure you take really careful consideration of picking out that theme and picking out that topic word and then deciding what that theme is, because that's going to be the basis for your essay. And the stronger your theme is in terms of that it relates to the book as a whole, the easier it's going to be able to do your essay. So take your time and do it right, and you'll be just fine.